Hey folks, Joe Baker here, and today we're going to take a quick look at one of Adobe CC 2014's newest features, motion tracking and masked effects. Alright, so I recently returned from a family vacation in Lake Tahoe, and I wanted to throw together a quick video montage of our time there. And when it came to color grading and color correcting this thing, I was reminded of one of the cool features that Adobe recently released with the 2014 version of CC, which is the ability to not only mask effects, but to motion track right here in Premiere Pro, which is super handy. A lot of the draw for other color grading applications like DaVinci Resolve and even Adobe SpeedGrade, now that it's more integrated with Premiere Pro, is it has the ability to motion track subjects. So if you want to apply color correction adjustments to, say, somebody's face, it's really easy to do that in those programs. But I've always preferred to do things right here in the NLE, which is why I've always preferred Red Giant's plugins, Cosmo, Lux, Mojo, Colorista. So I just kind of like working in my editing program. I'm just a little too lazy. I don't want to send everything over to another program, So this is the last shot that I ended with in this montage, and it's a slow motion shot. I shot it at 96 frames per second with the Panasonic GH4. Let you take a look at it real quick. And I've already applied some basic color correction to this. I shot this with a gamma curve that creates a very flat image, so I can boost the contrast and stuff in post. So I did a global adjustment to everything right here, sharpened up on, the ripples in the water a little bit, just kind of enhance the contrast. But as you can see, it really underexposed my daughter's face here. So a real easy fix to that, and what would have had to do in the past, was to right click on this clip. Let me zoom in here. And send this over to After Effects, mask her, either track her or track the mask by hand and adjust the, make the adjustments that way. But now with Adobe Premiere Pro, it's so much easier now. So I can take this brightness and contrast filter, drop this onto the clip. This is happening after Looks, as you can see in the stacking right here. And then we just crank up the brightness to, 15 or so. That did kind of wash out the entire image, but it did bring back some detail in her face. But check this out. Now we have these two mask options underneath the plugin right here. So if I just click on this elliptical mask right here, I can set this over her face, adjust it a little bit. Now this is not, you don't get Bezier masks with this. You really just get these power windows. You can make an ellipse or a square, but this will definitely do the trick for what we want to do. So now you'll notice I have the playhead right here at the beginning of the clip. I can come over to here and click Track Forward, and it will do its thing, staying stuck to her face. Now, same motion tracking principles apply here as they would in After Effects and Mocha. You do want to minimize motion blur. I shot this at 96 frames per second, so I believe I'm actually in the quadruple digits with shutter speed right here to minimize motion blur. So this shouldn't have any problem at all tracking this. You can see it's going pretty smoothly here and staying stuck to her face pretty well. Once this is applied, we'll have some pretty cool options as far as what we do with this mask. We can feather it a little bit so we don't see this hard edge and make it, it's going to make it look like she's got a tan line. But that's no big deal because we can just feather that out. Now I'll scrub through this just to show you how well that's stuck right there. And I'm going to click away so that we don't see the mask anymore. And as you can see, we've got that, harsh edge right here, which is to be expected. But let's go ahead and feather that a little bit. Here's the mask feather. I'll just crank that up a little bit. Looks like it's disappearing once we get into about the 40s or so. Toggle this on and off. But you guys can see this difference, but as you can see, that stays stuck to her face pretty well. And I was able to do that in just a matter of seconds without sending anything over to After Effects, so pretty handy feature. That's about it, guys. If you're interested in seeing more quick tips like this, you could do me a huge favor by subscribing to the channel. And I should also mention that those of you who subscribe to the Joe Baker channel, I've recently started a new channel called the Edit Bay. So for the next 4 or 5 tutorials, I think I'm going to be posting both to Joe Baker and to the Edit Bay, but I'm eventually going to be moving all of my video production tutorials over to the Edit Bay. So please, I'd appreciate your support by subscribing to the Edit Bay. I'll see you next time.